call is now being recorded.
This is Vigalantee, the hip-hopologist of ReasonsForRhymes.com and YourBlackWorld.com, and also BossSports.com, sports entertainment. On the line, I have the legendary Kansas City, Kansas, one of the Kansas City, Kansas choppers, Midwest choppers, nationwide chopper, Dalima. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Vigalantee, man? How you been?
I'm chilling, man. I can't complain, man. Just trying to continue spreading this hip-hop, man, and also letting people know what's going on with you, man, and, you know, the things you've done in your career. So let's get right into it, man. Just let the people know who may not know you, your name, Dalima, the things you done, my brother.
Well, you know, it goes way back, especially with me and you. You saw me come up from a youngin', so been in the game for a minute. Started off Tech 9, named me, of course, named me Dalima about when I was about the age of 17, 18 years old. Got into that, did the Young Hooligans, which he presented. Did a lot of work with Tech, actually, so that's how a lot of people may know me. Branched off and started doing my own thing, dropped my first solo album in like 2008. That was The Hangover. That was The Hangover. And just been working since then, man. Did Midwest Choppers, did Welcome to My World with Tech, and, you know, looking forward to this Worldwide Choppers, too, with Tech. So, yeah, you know, been grinding, man, but that's how I started off.
Yeah, and let people know who may not know what you mean when you say chopping.
Chopping, if you're familiar, then you know it's just the ultimate tongue twist. It's just like, you know, when from beginning to end, it's nothing but you know what I mean? Like that chopper sound.
For sure. So, now, you know, you hear Tech 9, you hear Twister, and you did a song with Twister, I think, before, too. Let people know that, you know, that when it comes to this style wasn't really accepted, but now everybody loves it now. And how did you maintain and continue to reinvent that style that a lot of people are now doing now?
Well, I mean, when you into what you do as an artist, creativity always stays first and foremost, and I think, you know, that plays a major part in reinventing and still maintaining who you are as a chopper and staying relevant in this game. But, yeah, I mean, just it's the sound of music. You got to know who you are. You got to know what it is the people expect from you. You always got to keep those things in mind. You always got to, I mean, you got to be authentic. You got to be a real chopper. You got to be somebody, you know, that's doing it. And, you know, everything else kind of comes second nature. But, yeah, so as long as you're relevant by knowing who you are and knowing what people expect from you and being able to deliver, I think you put that with creativity and you'll always, you know, keep that name and, you know, be able to move forward.
No doubt. Now, you're one of the few chopper MCs that can actually go and do New York style and go where you come off your chopping and rap regular. A lot of people can't make that transition because people are not used to them sounding regular or spitting on regular bars. How have you been able to do that and, you know, do it consistency where you can go from chopper to regular style? Is it, I know you got a musical background. Is it because of that or is it just something naturally that happened?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, like you said, I started off playing drums when I was 2. My dad was in a band, so of course, as soon as I came into the world, he had me doing music, you know, playing drums, stuff like that. So that's where I got my chopping from, is just and all of the basic rudimentaries, you know, that you could learn as far as a drummer. So I took that and applied it with words. As far as the style and lyrics, I grew up listening to East Coast rap. I mean, that's where hip-hop started. That's how hip-hop got big, was a lot of the East Coast rappers. You had, you know, Boogie Down Productions. You had Eric and Rakim. I mean, like, you name it, those were the people that I was listening to. So I actually started off rapping slow. I mean, go figure. But that's how I learned how to create the chemistry of different words and different word play. And, you know, as soon as I got into the different accents of rhythm, that's when I started speeding up and, you know, started applying, like I said, those drummer skills with words.
No doubt, man. And like I say, I like the history of what you have and how you're doing it and stuff. And another question I would like to ask you, when I first brought the person that owns the site, Reasons for Rhymes, Black World, Boris Watkins. I interviewed Luck Kennedy. He had a song called Target Practice.
Yeah.
And he was feeling Luck. Then he said, "Who's that other guy?" He was like, "Who's the other guy spitting like that, man?" So I said, "That's Dalima." I mean, he was just shocked at how you and Luck blended your styles together, and Luck even spit on fast. How did you and Luck hook up? Luck Kennedy.
Well, we met through some close friends that we had known since he had got here. He had met up with some people, and he got close with them. And then, one day, people just kind of was like, man, y'all should meet each other. We inquired about one another, and then one day we ended up meeting, and we actually met through, I was working at the time, and his wife worked with me. So she told me he did music, and, we both have been like self-contained when it comes to listening to other rappers. But somehow we ended up, Googling one another, and that led to that question mark, like, let me meet this cat to see what he about, you know what I mean? So we ended up linking up, and Target Practice was like, I think maybe the third song that we had did together. But after we had did that, man, it was kind of like we had this crazy chemistry that, was just like powerful, you know what I mean? So ever since then, we've been rocking.
No doubt, no doubt. As we know, that goes on into music and things you've done, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I have to do more than one part interview with you, man, because for you to be young, you still have you got a real great career, and you still got to up things. Sometimes in life we go through things now. I know you had a situation that was going on that happened to Lana. How's that going, and what can we at Yo Black World and as well as Reasons for Rhymes look to monitor what's going on with that situation that happened to you down in Salina?
Well, it was a crazy situation, Ridge, man. I'm just going to be 200 with you. The whole situation started over me just simply trying to be a good citizen and, take up for a young lady. But, some things happened where the guy didn't like it, and, then he turned and tried to come after me. But as far as what's going on, it's basically just, right now it's just kind of, I think everybody knows what the truth was, and the truth of the matter is that, it was a bad situation, to step into, but being supportive right now to this point is really what it's all about. Like I said, everybody knows now that it was done out of kindness. Nothing was, it wasn't no attack of, gender or race or nothing like that. But a lot of people tried to turn it, different ways as the media does. But everything, I did what anybody who's out here in this world who calls himself a Christian or a believer should do. You know what I mean? And that's stand up for right and walk that line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're going to watch. We want to keep in touch with what's going on. So as you go through this thing, man, how have you been able to keep your focus and your music? Is it music the thing that's holding you together right now? Because we want to look at this case. We want to continue watching it and seeing that the outcome comes out, in a way that's, not caught up. Because I know Salina is a very small town.
Right. Well, I mean, you can always keep up with me. You can always reach out to me for whatever. Like I said, it's hard for me to explain just because of the simple fact that I did get attacked from the race side. People tried to make this.
I saw it.
Yeah, and you see like there's not a lot of people that stand up for the blacks, and for me to be black and standing up for a Caucasian, woman, and to be attacked by her boyfriend, people weren't seeing that truth. They weren't seeing it as though he was doing something. And the crazy thing is the reputation that rappers have. You would automatically rapper. They're out doing something they got no business doing. But at the same time, you can't judge or stereotype people just because of what we do. I feel like I owe it to anybody that I'm around to, walk as I believe. I believe in Christ. I believe in what's right. I believe in, everybody being able to have a chance. The last thing I want to do is hear about something that I could have stopped in advance just because I wanted to be selfish or wanted to withdraw just because of how the world thinks, But what if it was my daughter? What if it was my sister? What if it was my mama? What if it was my fiance or wife that was, out and somebody was, literally threatening to take their life? I would want to know that the world is in a place where people don't stop and say, hey, well, I'm black. I shouldn't try to break this up, or hey, it ain't my business. We shouldn't be in a world of that. You know what I mean? And so I don't just represent saying that I'm going to do kind things or saying that I'm a loving person. I actually go out and act in that because, these people, this lady was a fan. I didn't even know that, but she was at my show. She came to support me. So, what type of person I don't think we should be all about getting. It shouldn't be all about me. And when I decided that the situation wasn't right, when I saw that the severity of it, I decided that, hey, I'm not going to let this happen in front of me. And I did nothing forceful or aggressive or violent. Nothing. You know what I mean? Just the simple fact that, he sees a black man trying to keep doing what he wants to do, and I'm assuming he's a control freak just because, and he gets upset. And he says, and you know how guys are, if you see two people out and somebody comes to step in at the defense of one, the others will get mad. Oh, well, this ain't your business. At the same time, what's right is what's right. And so when he got offended by me trying to, keep him from hurting her, then initially he got set in his mind, hey, okay, well, you shouldn't have did that, buddy. And so he came back, and tried to, for what it's worth, tried to attack me. You know what I mean?
I got you, bro. I got you. And like I said, that's well said so people can hear your side of it because, if the table was turned, what I'm saying, if it was, in reverse, then they'll be saying something different, man. But my main thing, we want to continue watching what's going on and making sure that you get your due process. And Go Back World will be watching this and monitoring it. We're going to look into this, and that's why I wanted to get you on, not just for that, but to talk about your music and your legacy and the things that you got going. So we're going to claim victory in this, and you just keep pushing, man. And, it's a life lesson, and sometimes, standing up for something should sometimes get props instead of the opposite. And what we're going to do is, like I say, look at it and follow this story very closely to make sure that you do get your due process. If not, we will be on there checking and reporting on the situation. Anything that you want to say to the people, say to your fans, and the people that support you, and anything, I'll give you the last word.
Well, all I got to say is I do want to thank everybody for the support thus far. All the love is well appreciated. Viz, I appreciate you giving a chance to, allow me to speak on this and being concerned as well. The owner of the magazine, all of you guys as followers. I mean, this is really big for, for me. It's really exciting, and, it means a lot to me to see people being able to understand and want to get behind what's right. And, that's what we all here for. We entertain, but at the end of the day, it's all about, you can't just get off stage and just go do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? And you really can't, exclude those who help you get to a certain point in your life. And as long as you do what's right, I feel like the things will happen. So, what I did was the kindness of my heart and just being in a position to help instead of hinder. That's what I did. I know God's looking over me, man. People like y'all who are reaching out and actually trying to shine light on it and let the truth be known. It's true. So I just want to show, love right back there. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for everything.
No problem. Hey, let the audience know where they can find you at, too, on your Twitters and your social networks.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at @TheReal_Dalima. And let me spell Dalima because people get it mixed up. It's DALIMA. So Twitter is @TheReal_Dalima. You can find me on Facebook at Dalima Easterwood. And you can find me on Reverb Nation under The Real Dalima. You can find me on SoundCloud under Dalima Music. You can find me on, what else I got? Tumblr at The Real Dalima. Pretty much just Dalima. The Real Dalima. You can Google it. It should bring up a lot. And I got a website being built too, so, you know, stay tuned. Keep posting that as well.
Hey, also, bro, I'm glad you spoke on that. It's gonna be a Midwest chopper too, so you can get on there.
Worldwide choppers too. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, worldwide chopper. Yes, you already did the Midwest. Yeah, it's good because you deserve to be on there.
I got to get the story behind that too, but yeah, Tech stated that I was at a show and after the music got cut, you know, I was because they cut our show set. And so me being an entertainer, I didn't want to let the fans feel like, you know, we were just trying to do them, you know, short change them or nothing. But I ended up calling somebody from the crowd. I called a guy up on stage and was like, bebop. Basically taught him how to bebop. Right on stage in front of the crowd, went a cappella and chopped the whole way through. And Tech happened to be at the show and, you know, he approached me after that and was like, man, that was incredible, man. He was like, you just made me want to do the new Worldwide Choppers too. And so, you know, yeah. It was love, man. So yeah, he told me that, and you know, knowing Tech, he's always just waiting on the right beat. Once he hears it, you know, he'll get in contact, and we're gonna rock from there. But yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, Aaron Yates, better get to it.
He's a busy man, but you know.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. That's you know, that's my boy. I said I love, but I don't want to hear that. He can make time. If you can take time, you can make time. So yeah, man. Well, we're gonna get with you. I'm gonna get you back on, man. But we're gonna get with you. We're gonna watch what's going on. Claim victory, man. This is Dalima. You know what I'm saying? Dalima from way back in the days, boy. But like I said, we're gonna let Kansas City understand what you're doing, but better yet, the world will get to see what you're about. And I'm going to put a couple of your songs up on the link so they can hear you and see them. We're going to put Target Practice because both Rockets love that song, Target Practice. So we're going to put that up, man. This is Vigalantee, the hip-hopologist for ReasonsForRhyme.com and Your Black World and BallSports.com. And we are